Mr. Omar S Ghobash is an author, businessman and diplomat currently serving the United Arab Emirates as Assistant Manager for Culture and Public Diplomacy. In addition to his diplomatic work, Ambassador Ghobash sponsors the Saif Ghobash Banipal Prize for Arabic Literary Translation and is a founding trustee of the International Prize for Arabic Fiction in collaboration with Man Booker Prize in London. AlShorts presents exclusive one-on-one interaction with Mr. Omar Ghobash from our Free Your Mind series.
There was one thing that I really wanted to know. So right now, UAE is helping Australian bushfires with some sort of providing them aid, and also recently Mohammed bin Zayed, the Crown Prince of Abu Dhabi, wrote about the volcano in Philippines that happened.
Yes,
so
right.
In such a chaos, when there's so much crisis going on, what do you think is the sense of urgency here? Educating the young Emiratis towards cultural diplomacy, or being aiding around the world and helping the other nations?
Well, firstly, I think you're right. Things are happening at a very, very fast rate in terms of the decisions that the leadership is making in contributing to helping tackle the fires in Australia, and the message of support that Crown sent to the Philippines. I find it very interesting because we in the Emirates also need to be aware of what's happening and how the Emirates as a government and as leadership is taking part in tackling global problems. When I was growing up, the way we looked at the world was very local. How is our life? What's happening in our neighborhood? What's happening perhaps in the wider region? But at no point did I think, we have something to say when it comes to a global challenge. Yeah? And the interesting thing I think about global challenges is that there is space for everybody. There is space for the big states and space for small states. And in tackling the global challenges, we in the Emirates, it seems, are being able to make some kind of impact. And I think very important in terms of renewable energies and climate change.
Sustainability.
Yeah, sustainability. There has been a very big push since I think about 2006. And it's been a consistent push, and that they have the Zayed Future Prize and the Sustainability Week and the convening part. They bring together people from all over the world to take part in what was possibly the largest conference of its kind. Again, not necessarily setting the agenda, but allowing other people to have a space in which they can talk about these issues is important. I think importantly we need to be talking to our own youth about it, because they don't necessarily, they might see an announcement in the paper, they may not necessarily understand how it concerns us. So I think that's kind of public diplomacy we need to do internally.
And like seeing these days right now, the initiatives which are being taken by the Vice President, the President, educating young Emiratis on considering Al-Mansouri, for that matter, the young astronaut who has come back to UAE, and the project of Hope Probe, which is about to launch very soon. And I even heard that the nation brand logo is going to go with Hope Probe, and let's just hope that it can go to Red Planet and the UAE can fly over there as well. So and the second question that I really wanted to ask about was regarding your book, which is Letter to a Young Muslim. In that, I saw one particular thing which was highlighted about you, that one of the central aspects for your whole life was the question of violence. That entire book is actually based upon that, the question of violence.
So, it's very important.
My question to you was, what is that one question of violence that you would like to ask to all the extremists that destroying, who are disturbing the world peace right now? What will be your question of violence to them?
I don't really have a question to them. I have a question for all of us, which is, why is it that, particularly in our region, we resort to violence to settle questions? And if only we could develop a culture where we actually debate, discuss, make compromises. But that kind of culture needs to be based on a culture of trust as well. That the other side will stick to what was agreed on. And if you look at the warring zones that we have in Yemen, in Syria, in Iraq, in Libya, every time somebody tries to come to an agreement, he who thinks he has a tiny advantage will immediately undermine the agreement to push it further, to push his advantage further. And so there is this sense in which I don't know whether it's a reflection of our culture, a reflection of, how terrible the consequences of decisions are, but people don't have that trust. And so they continually resort to violence. I think we are, in the Emirates, it's quite interesting because the question of violence is now coming up. So, for example, there are laws against wife battery, for example. There's laws against child abuse. And these were taboo subjects that nobody would talk about a few years ago. But this is also essentially kind of violence that is in the background of everybody's mind. And so for our government to come out and say we're going to criminalize this kind of behavior, it's an extremely important move to change the mentality, of people. So I don't know. I think our region, there's place for education, but there's also a place for enforcement of laws. Yeah.
In fact, I believe last year, December 2019, there were so many religious leaders who came to UAE.
Yeah.
They signed the tolerance neutrality agreement,
Yes.
so that none of the heritage properties will be harmed in UAE.
Yeah.
So which is kind of UAE trying to become a Switzerland,
Well, it's not just. If I can say, it's not just that. It's one of the agreements they signed was the Human Fraternity document.
Yeah.
And this is essentially a global document. And I was in Brussels speaking to the European Union about it. I think the document has now been lodged with the United Nations in New York. And it's again how we are trying to play our role at a global level in a modest way, but in an important way. And to say that actually, as Muslims, we can live in peace with Christians and with Jews and with any other faiths. So again, for a Muslim leadership to come out and sign on the dotted line with Christian leadership, it's an important step.
Actually, it is. So coming to my third question, there was recently on your Facebook page, I saw one of your interviews with News.
Oh, yeah?
You talked about the truth over power.
Oh, did I?
Truth power, yes. So there was a very interesting, I think 10 seconds.
You've done your research.
Yes, I did. So there was very interesting session, and you talked about talking about truth in doses. Over
Yes.
power. When you're talking about truth,
Yes.
and when there is leaders who are, guiding to that.
Yes.
So your truth should be spoken in doses.
Yeah.
I hope you remember that.
Yes,
You don't use that.
I do remember, yeah. And I said it knowing that it'll be on the news. What's your question?
So my question is, actually, what do you think should be the intensity of doses of the truth that, the power and the truth should be balanced?
I think this applies to power in all kinds of situations. Try to tell your teacher the truth at school,
Yeah.
and you may find that your teacher will reject it and will push back, and you'll get attention. I'm speaking to one of my sons about this right now, and what he's facing is he thinks he's being discriminated against by one of his teachers, and the fact is that the teacher is in a position of power and authority and has a certain credibility that my son doesn't necessarily have. So how is he going to speak truth to power? He can't. He's not in a position to. They're not equal positions. He's not in a position to lay out the truth and then expect justice in return. He may end up embarrassing the teacher. The teacher may say, well, no, and he has to double down. So that's why I think you have to look at effective outcomes. What is the best possible outcome given the different power structure between you and the other? And that's a simple example at a school. And that's why I think you need to be selective in what it is that you put forward as your argument. Yeah.
Actually, people. I believe that they feel scared that what kind of an argument they're going to face just if they are going to tell the truth. But I believe that's the answer that I was looking for. So thank you so much for that. And in fact, coming out to your social media page,
Yes.
I was trying to follow you on Twitter as well.
Oh, okay.
And there was a very great article you talked about on Twitter. It was by Topos Media. Talking
Yes.
about if Apple was a country.
Yeah.
So, and you mentioned that you would like to have such kind of an inspiration in Arab.
Yes.
Right. So
Funny that you noticed that.
yeah. So the thing is that I wanted to talk about the same, but what if it's not Apple? It's one of the great companies that it's based out of UAE. So first is, let's say, Emirates. Which country would you like to represent Emirates?
Emirates. I don't know which country I could find. It's such an amazing network. And I was in discussions with a few people recently, and we were talking about the idea of the Emirates and the Emiratis being, we came from a nomadic past. And even our coastal people were nomadic in that they had to go to other countries in order to trade and to get the basic products to survive. And now with Emirates Airlines and with Etihad Airlines and all the other there are other airlines, Air Arabia, Fly Dubai, Wizz Air is coming up as well. And you notice that Emiratis will get on a plane and they will fly across the globe to check out what's happening. And so in a sense we are global nomads now. And if you look at the way we spread we look for education, the way we operate our businesses all over the world. So Emirates is just another example of our desire for mobility.
So you give Emirates as the country UAE then?
Emirates is a huge organization, right? No, I leave it up to you.
Okay. Let's just believe that Emirates, a country where everything gets surpassed by, or probably something where the entire networking goes around with, right?
Yeah, exactly.
So, second would be Etisalat. What country would like to represent Etisalat?
Oh shit, Etisalat. Everywhere, huh? We're in China.
China? Oh, great, of course. Awesome. Third, Al-Shorts is a huge name. And one of the very, very rooted with the culture, because it has a history behind Al-Shorts.
I don't know. Subcontinent?
Subcontinent? Oh, so it's not a country, it's a subcontinent. Great. Awesome. And what about the other one?
I don't know. You tell me.
Asia?
Why not?
It's a lot of cultures, a lot of diversification in cultures, I believe. So I think that's it. That was the session that I was really looking forward to.
Thank you very much. Really great.
It was amazing meeting you. And it's not to spy you, but it's just amazing to see you on social media and the discussions that you have.
I'm going to try and do better and better. I'm still learning.
I believe so, but it's really good. You are one of those inspiring leaders because you share a history with having a Russian mother and then such a disastrous history with your father as well. So it's an inspiration to even come and speak with.
Thank you very much. Really, I'm honored and touched. Thank you.
Stay tuned for many more exciting interviews coming your way only on AlShorts.